Hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your fitness expert from Fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Today, we're going to talk about great gifts to give to those on your list who love to exercise or should love to exercise. And to help me do that, my favorite person in the world, or maybe just one of them. I don't know. How should we call you, Mr. All right, Rudy. My favorite person in the world, Rudy Novotny.
Hey, that was maybe my least favorite intro of all time.
Oh.
Thank you, Fitz Koehler.
You made my top few list.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Me and your duck. Me and Handy.
Well, you know what? I can't put you ahead of my kids. That was my stall.
Yeah, well, those are automatic. We've talked about that before. So, hey, happy holidays to you and everybody listening. I know you've got a lot of friends out there that are frantically starting to think about what do you buy that fitness friend of yours, the one obsessed with running or cycling or just getting themselves in better shape. Well, hey, as you know, all of these people are extremely lucky because there are so many cool things out there, and we can cover a few of them.
Yeah, and you know what? Why we have some good things on our list, but the world is really their oyster, because if you're lucky enough to have someone with a hobby, say a cyclist, you could get them all sorts of outfit things or gear for their bike or for places they bike. I think we're dealing with an endless sea of options, right?
Yeah, I think, and that was my earlier point, was just that there's so many opportunities, and really, you can get creative, of course, and that's really fun, but there's just so many things that we need or want when we're fitness minded, or, as you said, looking to get that way, or looking to get fitter. There's a lot of super fun options out there.
Yeah, and you know what? For some people, I would say you and I were probably a little trickier to buy for. People have to go and get a little creative since we have so much. But then there's those people on our list who have nothing and they do nothing, and maybe just a basic staple will go a long way, right?
Sure. That for them it's a lot easier, and some of maybe the more basic items or some of the things that you may have seen walking a race expo are great choices and are available in your running specialty store or online.
So before we go there, you and I have had a couple of fun weeks together, and I want to just touch on those things because why not? I have you on the show, and y'all think this is easy. Every time I ask Rudy, you want to be on my podcast? He goes, no. You're a mean man.
I am, and that is truly my first response. Not for any good reason, just because I'm a Grinch and that's what I say.
Yeah, except when somebody else asks you to be a guest on their podcast, you instantly say yes. You're a terrible person. Guilty as charged. Yeah. All right, move on. No. And this is it, world, because he'll brag to me. He'll say, oh, so-and-so from this podcast called and asked me if I was going to be a guest. And I said, yes. And instantly, I want to grab him by the ear.
Hey, girl, I've been on your podcast more than any other, so move along.
You should go every time I ask. But anyway, so let's backtrack a few weeks, and I've already talked about the cancellation of the Monterey Bay Half Marathon on this podcast, but one of the things I just wanted to rub antennas with you about on this show is how wonderful of an experience it turned out to be the morning the half marathon was canceled and the gathering of the thousands of people, because wasn't that epic?
It really was, and and I've seen it before, and what it speaks to is how incredible the running community is, and what just a generally wonderful group of people that we're able to scream at and scream for and cheer on and go into getting to the finish line. It was great. It was really great. People just came out, made the best of it, had a great time, picked up their shirts, drank a whole bunch of beer early in the morning, had some fun food, and were just essentially making the best of it.
Yeah, and to recap for anyone who doesn't know what happened, with the Northern California fires, the smoke blew our way. We had to cancel the half marathon. We hosted the 5K and 3K the day before, but we opened it up to our participants to say, hey, we have food, we've got beer, we've got medals. Come on out and get your stuff. And you and I decided to turn it into a party. And people were just, it was the best of humanity, where maybe a couple of people were grouchy jerks online. Everybody else was just, they were so positive and appreciative that they weren't dealing with losing their homes or their lives, right?
Really, and certainly, we're talking about the Monterey Bay Half here. There were races all up and down the coast, northern part of the California coast that canceled. So the Monterey Bay Half Marathon, of course, being the one that we were at, but lots and lots of others canceled, and I'm sure also made the best of it. But we sure had a great time in Monterey.
Yeah, it was astounding. People were so good. I will go to my grave being grateful for their good attitudes.
And you know what, Fitz, to kind of follow up on what we're aware of has transpired since Monterey Bay Half moved forward with giving the runners options, of course not having any obligation to do so, because as is 99% of the races out there, cancellations for that type of cause are subject to no refunds, no adjustments, no referrals or anything else. But yep. Monterey Bay stepped up and they gave the runners 5 options. They said you can defer to 2019, 2020, or 2021. Also gave them an option to have the bulk of their registration funds, I think it was a $75 yep. Donation per runner to the fire relief specifically, and then last but not least, they could take and defer their $75 donation to the Big Sur Foundation charities, which is a whole large group of charities. And last I saw, I think I shared it with you, nearly 1,000 people chose to make that donation to fire relief and to the Big Sur charity. So I think that's amazing. And that, by the way, that was 1,000 out of the roughly 3,000 responses they had received thus far. So again, the running community just being a wonderful, empathetic, and very, very generous group of people. I salute each and every one of those people that were there or that just laced them up anywhere.
Absolutely. And the crew from West Coast Roadrunners that we work with the next week, Anne-Marie Coleman, she said that they were all donating their $75 to the fire, but they were still going to re-register for next year. So it's not like these are people that said, oh, I'm never going to go back to run that race. Here, just take the money. These are people that want to do the race, plan to do the race, yet they just wanted to be generous to those in need. So pretty cool stuff.
Right, and I think you and I both at the party at the finish line area had people coming up to us and saying, "Hey, look, I don't know exactly how they're going to handle this, but if there's any refund of any kind forthcoming, please don't give it to me. Please give it to the firefighter. Give it to the relief efforts, Red Cross, whatever, for the fire devastation in California," which was again extremely generous and kind.
So moving on to my next topic with you, I got to see you the next week too, where I hosted the DC Wonder Woman Run Series 5K and 10K, and my favorite race announcer came to run the race.
That was so much fun. It's one thing to see all the stuff online, to see all your pictures, and I know everybody's having a wonderful time, but what a great opportunity to actually take part and wow, just super fun. That was a great, great experience, and you did a reasonably good job, Fitz Koehler.
Thank you so much. I have been waiting for years for you to run one of the races I announced, so it was very special to me. And you kind of brought the coolest running partner ever.
I did. My honey bunny, my little girl Jenna, ran with me, and propped me up the whole way. And it was so much fun to run with her. We have not run a race together since she was somewhere around 5 years old, and that was when I was pushing her in what I have to admit was one of the original baby jogger brand strollers, which we did a lot. We called it bopping.
Okay, bopping.
Bopping, Daddy, let's go bopping.
Aww.
And so that was the first race we'd run together since bopping days, and it was so much fun. She was my daughter is a phenomenal athlete, and she put up with my moaning and groaning. And it was only 5K, and there was quite a bit of moaning and groaning along the way.
Yeah, only because you were running like you were on fire. Tell the people how quickly you ran the 5K together.
No, it's not that quick.
Oh,
I think we finished up.
So wait, pause a second, because you're talking to mere mortals here, both myself and my audience. We were not born, all of us, with the go-go juice. So let's talk in real people terms and own how much you crushed this race. You ran it in.
And I didn't. 23:18 was our time.
Zoom.
It was. That's not zoom. But it was a little warm, really good course. Gary Kutcher, our race director buddy, laid out a really, really nice course over at the CCU Stadium, formerly Qualcomm, where the Chargers used to play. And it was just so much fun, though. Everybody, I think 98% of the people that were there were all Wonder Woman'd up. It was amazing.
Yeah, you know what? It is a special event. I mean, obviously, we've done costumed events, and you host Disney, and I run Disney. But to have almost everybody dressed in the same exact way really makes an impact, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. And you know, and of course, Disney's a great example because there's so much costuming there and people, you know, getting really creative and having fun. But this was a notch, percentage-wise, this was a couple notches over anything I've ever seen before. I mean, I really was impressed. And just a lot of camaraderie, tons of girl power. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So they say. And so many great men join us. And you know what was really special to me is, you know, I have been doing this for, you know, all 5 races, and I have been a part and enjoyed the impact of the Wonder Women and the fun. But of course, I only get to take part in a limited way because I'm not on the course. So it meant a lot to me when you and I got to spend some time together post-race, and you just gush, oh my God, that was so much fun. And because you've been there, done that in every case of the word with running. So the fact that you were super stoked about it, you know, really spoke volumes.
Well, they really did a great job. I mean, all the staging, the branding, the layout of everything, it was phenomenally well done. And I know there's a lot of great races out there. It was fun to have the opportunity to set the microphone down or it was already in extremely capable hands and go get a little sweaty or a lot sweaty and go run with my daughter. So it was a great day. Just everybody and everybody post-race I heard was just raving and looking forward to the next location, wherever that is.
Well, you know, I enjoyed finally getting to welcome you through the finish line. But what I liked at the beginning is when I told everybody my favorite race announcer's here. And I know maybe some of you wish he were on the microphone today, but oh, swoon, it's Rudy Novotny. And to hear the crowd like, woo, Rudy's here. It was really cute.
Well, you know what was really nice was, so when Jenna and I are out on the course running, I think I got about 100 shout-outs from other runners that were out there running along, and it was just really nice. Lots of support for Jenna and myself, but just a lot of people that I'm sure I see on a regular basis, or I should say we see on a regular basis. Maybe a little surprised to see a race announcer they know very well actually not having the microphone in their hand and running along like everybody else. It was, again, just a great day.
Wow, I loved having you guys there. And next up, you and I will be hosting the Carlsbad Marathon, Half Marathon. They're surfing 5K. And the kids races at Legoland. That's January 19th. So if y'all want to come run with Rudy and I, Team Noisy, check out the Carlsbad Marathon and use our discount code. It's Team Noisy.
That's right. Yep. Discount code is active. Don't miss it. Again, a little something for everybody. And the kids run at Legoland is super fun. Beautiful North San Diego coastal course. I mean, this one is, it's been many, many years, and I've been involved with it many years, and it just gets better. It's a great race, and we'd love to see you all out there.
That's right. That's right. All right, mister. So let's talk about shopping.
Fun.
I know. The holidays are coming, and we have lots of people to buy for, and I think people are just looking for some ideas. What would you buy for blankety blank anyone? So I've asked you to put a list together. What is number one on your list? And it doesn't have to be in ranking order, but first up, what would you buy for somebody?
Right. I was going to say, this is not necessarily in any specific order, but get your athlete a gift certificate for a massage. Oh,
that's a very nice idea.
Just even saying the word makes me feel better.
Yeah, and I want to throw into that massage, pedicure, manicure, facial, all of those spa services are a big score. And I think athletes or people involved in fitness want to take care of themselves overall. So you can even go towards facial, pedicure. And Rudy, you could use a pedicure.
Oh, I don't have enough money to pay the person to take care of my feet.
I'm gonna buy you a pedicure. That's your Christmas present.
Oh no, that's so sad.
No, only because you have man toes. They're man toes and they're runner toes. And for the most part, runners don't really have toenails. But for the ones that do,
that's true.
A pedicure.
That's true. Yeah. So good point, though. A good expansion on that gift idea, because you can do a whole spa day, for that special person, but the massage is really an important part of that. I think for an athlete, they'll really appreciate that.
Agreed. So I'm going to go on the far spectrum with my next list is running or fitness jewelry by Endure. So we have a friend, right?
Yes, Sonny Arata. What an absolute genius, and boy, beautiful stuff. Great choice.
Yeah, so it's Endure Jewelry, Endure, and she makes stuff specifically for runners. So she's got rings, bracelets, charms, necklaces with a running person, the word run, the distances, 26.2, 5K, and even more things for different fitness fanatics. So I think Endure Jewelry, and the prices start, I think you can get items for as low as $20, and then they go up maybe into a couple hundred, but it's all very affordable and very beautiful. I have a few pieces myself, and I get so many compliments on them.
Yeah, a lot of, I'm glad you mentioned the affordability. It really is reasonably priced. A lot of silver stuff that's really well done. And she uses abalone a whole bunch, which is just beautiful. Sonny's been at the expos for many, many years, does a great job, and that's a great gift idea. I really like that.
Yeah, and one of the other things she has that I really like is she has the shape of the state of California as a charm and a state of Florida. I think she has maybe some more states too, but obviously I'm drawn to those two. But I need to get myself a Florida shaped charm of hers. But good stuff, Endure Jewelry. Go check it out. All right, Mr. Novotny, what's next?
I like the idea of the stick self-massage tool. I know there's a number of others out there, and they're also, I'm sure, very, very good. Add-A-Day is another self-massage stick-type device, and you've used them before. Boy, I'll tell you what, they can really get the soreness out. Just rolling yourself before or after a workout, a run, a cycle, or just during the day. Keep it by a chair or couch or whatever when you're watching a football game or who knows, whatever. Those devices are very, very effective. when they're used, particularly when they're used consistently. So again, that's the stick, or any other type of handheld rolling device. They're generally pretty rigid. The stick makes several different firmnesses. They have some that are really bendable, some long ones that you can actually put around your back, get your glutes and your lower back. Boy, I'll tell you what, I don't know anybody that doesn't like their stick. I think that would be a total winner under the tree. Absolutely, and the price range goes, you can get as low as $20, as much as $40 or $50, depending on the variety. And to add on that, foam rollers of all types. I have a shiatsu massager. I get it at Bed Bath & Beyond every couple years when mine dies, but it's the kind you can actually rest your back on, and it has those thumbs that go round and round. I fall asleep on mine every night. And then you have a very expensive massager, which is the Normatec sleeves. That's very high end. The Normatec compression boots, and I know, again, there's other brands as well, but it's essentially like a compression for your whole leg. And there are, I don't know how to put it, there are chambers. There are chambers in the boot that inflate and deflate to essentially give you a pressured massage up and down your legs, and it's not cheap. No, but that's something people want to know. I mean, it's it increases circulation, but we have the stick that's as cheap as $20-$30, and then we have got these Normatec boots that are up to a couple $1,000, and our audience may have varying income levels, right? Absolutely. I mean, it's an incredibly effective tool. The Normatec. So we see them at some races like Big Sur, where our friends from the treadmill, Chris Cleary and that group, brings out the Normatec recovery area, and people lay out and just lay around in those boots and get massaged. It's a really nice gift. Hey, if you can skip a mortgage payment and grab a pair of, or if you got a couple of marathoners or half marathoners in one family, you're doing races all the time or working out all the time, it's a good investment, long-term investment in your health. Yeah. Give them each one leg of the compression boot and let them get together. There you go. So my next thing on my list are wireless earbuds. So I have a pair of Bose wireless earbuds, and they're uptown fancy. But one of the things that drives me crazy is running or exercising with a cord. And almost all of our phones and tablets are wireless now, or use Bluetooth, and these things are extraordinary. So I don't have a cord bouncing around between me and the treadmill or getting stuck between me and my dumbbells. So wireless earbuds, I'm using Bose. It's not the only brand on the planet, but definitely a cool tool to share with someone who likes any type of fitness. Now, Fitz, I'll expand on that. I agree those Bose are amazing, and of course there are some other brands that I hear do a really good job. I just saw something recently that I haven't had the opportunity to try personally, but I've actually used the concept before, and that is bone induction. Jawbone. And it's aftershocks. Yeah. Jawbone's one, aftershocks is another, and what I like about them is you don't have anything in your ear. Yes. And it's bone induction, and which essentially makes your whole upper body the speaker, kind of. Would that be, do you think that's kind of a fair, kind of? I don't know. But you can hear it, and it's cool. If you're cycling or you're running, you're aware of your surroundings, and it's potentially, if I may, a little safer than being, completely plugged in. That's the thing that always concerns me about, listening to music and being plugged in. But yeah, those Bose are amazing, and anybody who likes to listen to music, hey, dial it up and treat that special person to some great music with some really high quality earbuds or sound providing system. That's right. We put an iTunes gift card in there. Last night I was driving my son through a kind of rough area of town, and there was a chick walking her dog in this rough section of town with her
she not only had earbuds in, but she had the kind of the ones that look like ear muffs, headphones, I guess. And I just thought, duh, you're just begging to be assaulted over there. So, yeah, the jawbone is great. Safety first at all costs. So,
exactly.
All right, what's up on your list next?
Let me look here. A gift certificate to their favorite specialty running shoe store, or perhaps a gift certificate to an online retailer for anything they want. Gift certificates are great. You name it, it's out there. You give them a gift certificate and let them find exactly what they want. It's open-ended, and they can shop till they drop.
Yeah.
Can't lose with that one.
No, I agree. Versatility, and you know what? If you get it to a running store, though, people will have no choice but to go get some fitness gear. Or, you know what I'm saying? Buy it to Dick's Sporting Goods.
That's right.
And just so people know, we are not sponsored by anybody. So these are all things we like and we suggest, right? You're not being paid for any of this, are you?
No, that's true. We are not sponsored by anybody. Now, that's a real problem.
I know. What's going on? What's wrong with us?
We make sure that everybody understands we are bribable. We are sponsorable. We're looking for offers. Any offers for anything.
That's right.
Sponsor Ginsu knives or whatever.
That's right. Just no diet pills. Everybody knows that. Oh, but you know what?
Of course.
I actually am somewhat going to push my thing. I have my core training DVD, Flip Flop Abs, and that makes a great holiday gift, don't you think?
Selfless promotion.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. It actually is. It is. I have been given one of those, and I bring it out and swear I'll use it from time to time, and every time I do, it's why don't I do that more often? So great gift, Fitz.
That's
great
right.
Gift. Good product.
Flip Flop Abs at Fitzness.com. So here's a gift that I was thinking of because I put mine on today, and you and I, one of the things we are lucky to have is we get all this great race gear. And right now I'm wearing this stunning jacket, which I love. It's from the Monterey Bay Half Marathon. And I think that's one of those things people who do events really want, but won't often invest in for themselves. So if you have a friend or a person who ran a race and they're really proud of it, go online to that race website and see if you can buy them a souvenir hoodie or a jacket, because people are really proud to wear their race gear, but the more expensive things, sometimes they're just unwilling to indulge in.
I really like that one because, sometimes the stuff gets a little expensive and then the weekend ends and who knows, maybe they ran a PR, just had a particularly good time, and what a great memory. Go online and just go grab that for them. They'll be really surprised and they'll appreciate that. Great idea.
Yeah, and it's a great source of pride. And then I'm going to jump to another totally separate thing is Plyo Boxes. I know your house is probably loaded with Plyo Boxes, but for all my strength trainers, all the people I'm always trying to bully into strength train, a Plyo box is a genius investment. They can go between, I think, $50 and $200 depending on the size and type you get, but they're incredible tools. Not only you'll see people doing box jumps, and that's fine. They're a little scary, a little plyometric, daredevil activity, but you can do all the step ups and step downs. Great for your glutes. If you want to train your lower body to be better and stronger at anything, a Plyo box is a really cool way to go.
So let's see. Let me take a look at my list here. Oh, I like this one. Take their favorite race picture and have an enlargement made, maybe with a frame, nice, simple frame, or you can get real ornate. Or go the next step, and I really like this. I've seen it done recently, and it was just beautiful. Have it put on I guess the big thing over the last year or two has been have it put on metal.
Huh.
They can do it on like an aluminum, and the colors just pop. Actually, I happen to know that Costco provides that service. Of course, Costco has their whole, photo center, but they also do the enlargements on aluminum, and wow, it's really, really cool. Various sizes. It's not it's not crazy expensive either. It's actually pretty reasonable. And you know they love that particular picture. Maybe it's a finish line picture. Maybe it's a costume picture. Maybe it's a PR picture. Who knows? But they love it. They absolutely love it. And they love looking at it. So might as well bring it up a notch and blow it up. And I think they'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a really great idea. And people can basically go to the race website, search results and photos, and if they've posted a post-race picture of them in their race bib, you can just look up the bib number, find their photos, and order them yourself. So there's a sneaky way to go get that done. That's a really good idea.
Good by me.
Quite thoughtful, Noisy Man.
What else you got?
So I have, I think sunglasses are also a great choice. Now, of course, sunglasses can be crazy expensive if you're buying Oakley or Costa or Maui Jim. But I see a lot of people love the Goodr brand. That's Goodr, and they're all $25 a piece, and they're lightweight and kind of rubber. And I've tried Tina Hauser's pair on at the Wonder Woman race in San Diego, and they're pretty cool. So I think sunglasses are a really good choice, especially to not only because you look better in race photos or whatever wearing them. You don't have to worry about funky eye makeup or eye issues, but they protect your eyes. Isn't that the purpose of the eyewear? To protect them from the sun.
Those Goodrs are really impressive. I mean, yeah, like you said, $25, $30, and I think they're polarized too. So, I mean, that's fantastic. I think one of the caveats I might throw in as far as sunglasses, since I'm a sunglass maniac, I've got, I don't know, a couple dozen pair and don't have enough, is make sure that, or check to see if they are returnable. When I say returnable, I'm specifically talking maybe exchangeable.
Right.
Because sunglasses can be a bit individual as far as fit and how they hang on your nose, and so if you do go that route, particularly if you go expensive, which is easy to do, just make sure that they're exchangeable, and that way, if they're not quite perfect, your giftee can bring them back and get something that works really well for them, particularly if they're going to run with them. So that's a great idea. No, like I said, no such thing as too many sunglasses. Impossible.
That's right. Especially if you're me and they fall off your head or things happen to them. I love my sunglasses. And then I also have bib boards. So for people who don't know what bib boards are, is they're a way to affix your race bib to your shirt without using safety pins. So you don't have to poke holes in your fingers or poke holes in your favorite shirts. You can just, it's kind of a little push pin without a pin. It's just a pressing system where a snap. It's a snap. And they have cute little designs. They have various logos. They have I run for wine or I bike for beer, whatever it is, princess runner, all sorts of cute things. But bibboards.com, and that one I have a discount code too. So if you use, I think the discount code is Fitzness, you could save X% on bib boards. But that's a really fun, fairly inexpensive and thoughtful gift you could give to someone who participates in any sort of endurance events that would wear a race bib.
Those are cool. No more pins. No more putting holes in your really nice, expensive clothing. Those things are cool. Great, very thoughtful convention bib boards.
I think so, and the owners are really nice.
So I was thinking, while I knew we were going to do this podcast, this one might take a little extra work, but if you end up being able to get it, it's a mega home run. And that is, find your runner's favorite shoe that is out of production.
Oh, boy.
So they're lamenting that they can't find that shoe anymore, and they haven't been able to find it. Maybe it's a year, maybe it's a couple years old. You can find it. If you look hard enough, you can, with some limitations, you can find them. I actually found a really nice out of production shoe that I like on Overstock.com. Or, of course, Amazon is huge. Amazon's a little more shop, so it might be less inclined to have some of those. eBay, and somebody's had that shoe in a box in their closet and just hasn't done anything with it. They've put it up for sale, and under the tree, you've got that shoe that they've been crying about for years because they don't make it anymore, and you've got it for them. Winner.
That's the way to get some screeches and squeals out of people. I agree.
Totally. Again, it's not easy. You gotta get online, do a little research, but you'd be surprised. You can find some fairly old and great stuff out there.
And then you're that guy. Don't you buy, when you like a shoe, you buy 7 of them or something like that just to keep them?
Well, yeah, because if I like it, that means that it's soon to go out of production.
Absolutely.
Or be significantly modified so I don't like it anymore. So, yes, I'll buy 6 of them, 10 of them, put them in the garage, forget about them, and then I'm a happy camper.
Very nice. That's actually a really thoughtful gift. I'm going to blow through a few here. I think everyone needs a fitness belt, and we call them running belts, race belts, fanny packs, but no matter what you're doing, these things go a long way to help you carry your stuff when you don't want to. So the brands we're familiar with are Flip Belt. It's one, it does not have a clip to attach. You just slide it on. You step into it, slide it on. It's got zippers, so there are places to hold your credit cards, your keys, your cash, your lipstick, your sunglasses, your phone. Hands-free. It's hands-free carrying of your stuff, and it's not only for people who run races, but it's for cyclists. It's for people that like to go hiking. It's for people that like to go shopping without a big purse or to a theme park. I've sent my daughter out. It's funny because she will not wear anything that looks like a fanny pack, so she won't wear the spy belt or the flip belt, but she loves Rue Sport because it's a pocket you just fold over your waistband, and it doesn't have any belt surrounding your waist. But nonetheless, I think they're all genius and useful, and anyone doing anything within the realm of exercise could use one of these things.
Yeah, the Rue Sport is really cool. Just that kind of that pocket that magnetically kind of clips in. You can put a bunch of stuff in there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, any way you can do it so that you're not holding your keys and your credit card and your ID and your whatever else you want to run with. Absolutely great gift idea.
Yeah, and the flip belt where you just pull up over your hips. I mean, you can wear that while you're golfing or playing tennis or racquetball. I mean, it really is just a multi-sport friendly tool that, again, we all have stuff. So we've got that class pass. If you have someone you think may enjoy a variety of exercises, doing yoga and trying Pilates and trying boot camp and trying Orange Theory, you can buy a class pass and actually search the term class pass in your area, and you'll get a 10 class pass that you can give to somebody so they can try a variety of activities. I'm a huge fan of Yeti, and then the generic versions of Yeti. So some great water bottles, something that actually will keep beverages cold when you want them cold or hot when you want them hot. Go for a full-blown 1-year gym membership. Of course, you could buy them a 4-week membership, but if it's your spouse or your kid or your parents and someone you want to invest in a wow gift, buy them a whole year at XYZ Fitness Center. I think that's a really nice way to give them longevity within fitness. What you got on your list?
Oh, I like that. Well, let's see what else I have. A book on running or racing or something that's athletically inspirational that kind of gets their motivation level up.
Or instructional.
Always nice to have. Or instructional, yeah. Inspirational or instructional. I'll go for that. That's a great idea. And, socks.
Yes.
You cannot have too many quality socks. Belega, Right Socks. What are the ones you like? There's a brand that you really like.
Obsessed with Swiftwick, and probably one of the most thoughtful, kindest gifts I ever received in my entire life was from my hotties, who sent me a box of 12 Swiftwick socks. And they're kind of disappearing at this point. I'm so sad, but that was I could have been a diamond tennis bracelet to some other girl. To me, it was the box of socks. Best gift ever. And there's the other brand that people really love is Feetures, 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 right?
All good. And you know what? Just so you know, when you go to look at any of these, if you're not familiar already, they're not cheap.
No.
And they're worth every penny. They are worth every penny. They tend to be a little bit on the expensive side, but a lot of us runners, particularly someone like me, has funky feet and funky toenails, and we tend to tear up socks. These good quality socks will last. You'll throw them in the wash again and again and again, and they'll serve your runner very, very well. And they're so comfy. If you're not already familiar, really high quality socks are almost as important as really high quality shoes. Some people would say as or even more. Get them socks.
So here's the deal. I've told you this before. I don't think the audience knows. I'm claustrophobic, and I'm not a lunatic about it, but it's something that bothers me. If my socks are too thick, my feet get claustrophobic. I actually need those really, really thin socks, or I have mental issues about my feet. I feel like they're stuffed up in there or something. So my socks are very important to my sanity.
Okay, now I understand claustrophobia, and that can certainly be a very serious situation, but I didn't realize that it went as far down south as the feet.
It
okay,
does.
Thank you, Fitz Koehler.
It does. It feels like they're in a little coffin if they have thick socks. But tell me more. You tell me your jagged toenails cut up your socks? Has that happened?
Okay, that's enough about my feet.
I'm asking because you have...
Well, sometimes guys are lazy and we don't groom as well as we should, and they can just put a nice big hole in those delicious socks.
Okay,
yeah.
Look at that.
Thank
I didn't
you,
know
Fitz
that.
Koehler.
Learn something every day. So I'm going to go away from your feet and go to the opposite side of your body, straight to your head, because I think, again, people who are pursuing fitness pursue, vanity and cleanliness, and I think buying people an awesome electric toothbrush is a really cool gift. I think one of those, whether they're $20 or $200 electric toothbrush, I've seen them with apps and so forth. I don't know if I need an app for my toothbrush, but I think that's a killer gift, and some sort of white strips, like whitening stuff. Don't you think that would be a thoughtful gift?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been an electric toothbrush person for so long, I almost don't recall, anything but that's a really nice gift. And like you said, there's an app and there are membership electric toothbrushes. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Quip, Quip, and you get it's a very reasonably priced electric toothbrush. And then in the mail once every 2 months or whatever comes a couple new heads for it, which you might laugh at that, but if you own a Braun or something else, the heads, the replacement heads are so expensive that I think those people with the membership might be onto something really cool. So take a look at something like that, but electric brush that's a wonderful gift. Wonderful gift.
Thank you. I think so. All right, I'm going to plow down another few things. So for people who just need fitness training, these are all wonderful gifts every year, no matter what. Jump rope, battle ropes, those are the heavy ropes that people throw around. They're great for upper body training, core training. Not only dumbbells, but weight stacks, the kind that are adjustable. You have one handle, and within that handle, you can adjust the variety of weights you're lifting, and they're contained in a very small space. So instead of having to have a huge rack for 5 to 40 pound dumbbells, you can have 40 pounds worth of weight or 5 pounds worth of weight within a very small confined space. Tubing, bands, always a great idea, especially when your bossy fitness trainer is always telling you, use your bands. Weightlifting gloves. If someone's been using theirs for a year, get them a new pair. They won't be stinky and they'll feel fancy about it. Yoga mats. If you have someone who loves yoga, get them the socks with their toes stick out. They like that. So their feet are covered. They're not cold in the gym, yet they'll have a little bit of grip on their mat while they're doing their downward dog. Folks with Pilates, they love their balls. They love their little blocks. Anything you can do to support someone's exercise habit, do it. You can go into Target, you can go into Walmart, you can go on Amazon or into a sporting goods supply store, but there's always something there and people want it. So fitness equipment, Next up, Novotny.
No, I think we've really hit a whole bunch of really good stuff, and you know what you just said outlines where we started. Is there are so many different things, and people who are athletically inclined or want to be just love the thought and love, you know, any number of the different things we threw out. You can spend a ton of money, but you don't have to, and they will so much appreciate your thoughtfulness and your support of their pursuit. And of course, we saved the best for last, because the best gift you can possibly give your runner, now I'm going to go to the runner specifically, is a shout out from their favorite race announcers. And those are available for $99.95 each. Just all you need to do is get your credit card out, call Fitz Koehler directly at 352-1212, and I'm sorry, 352-555-1212.
Thank you very much. Right?
For your shout out. Yeah, there you go. And
you know what? We're going to have to go into business making birthday and holiday messages, don't you think?
I'd like that. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. Because we can't just do it shouting out at these people at all the races, but a whole bunch of races coming up. You know, I love the fall, winter. I mean, we're pretty much into winter now. Winter racing season, sliding into spring. There's just so much good stuff, and just a great opportunity at the holidays to shop for that athlete and special person that just loves stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there is so much options, and we tend to focus on runners because we're in that industry, but I do want to cover some other things because not everybody loves to run. In fact, you and I are pretty familiar with a lot of people who say they flat out hate running, right?
Mm-hmm, I'm sure you're one of them. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, I hate it so much, right? But I want you to think about sports gear. So maybe it's your uncle, or maybe it's your grandma, or your youthful, your 5-year-old niece or nephew, but we can step out of the running or general exercise box, and any sport counts. So if you're a water sports junkie like me, paddle boards, oars, or you don't have to get the big stuff like a surfboard or a wakeboard. You can get them a $40 boogie board. You can get them one of those waterproof cell phone holders. That's a really thoughtful gift for only $10. If you have someone who is out on the water a lot, you could get them a life vest of their own, which means they don't have to keep borrowing the one from the weird canoe outpost. You could get them their own whistle. If you love someone who loves snow sports, of course you could get them their own snowboard or skis or jacket or ski jacket. But there's hats, there's gloves, there's those little safety devices that sound alarms if people get lost in an avalanche. We have a tetherball pole at our house. I don't know what it costs, like $50 for the tetherball and the pole, and you got to cement it in the ground, but it has yielded hours and hours and hours worth of fun. Bikes for the little guys, bikes for the older guys, lights for the bikes, and you can get a speaker for your bicycle, roller skates, scooters. I always say scooters instead of skateboards because skateboards scare the bejesus out of me. Skateboards mean broken arms. So if you're going to buy someone a skateboard, get them a little bit of a medical plan too. But think outside the box, and all sports count. And even those that I would never use them because I'm claustrophobic, but those balls that people stand in and then they run around and crash into each other, I think those look so much fun.
Those look like so much fun.
Right? Or the keyboards.
The human hamster balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the big keyboards that the kids can run around and play music by jumping from key to key. So, anything that gets people up and active or makes cooking easier, get them a steamer, a lean mean grilling machine, some sort of chopping device for their vegetables, just, anything that promotes health and fitness. Even if for someone who thinks, oh, I don't want to be healthy, they probably do want to be healthy. But the world's your oyster, folks, and whether you're spending $1 or $1 million, there's options, right?
You got it. Lots of options and different ways to go. Anything that's thoughtful at all works. They'll appreciate it, and it'll be part of their training or just having a great time and with many years to come.
All right. Most importantly, what are you going to buy me for Christmas?
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to think that one over, Koehler. I'm telling you. I was going to say a new cowbell. No, we're good on cowbells. I'll have to think that one over. Yeah.
All right.
Something amazing for sure.
Good. We'll work on that, and then I'll reveal it in January. I'll do the big reveal. Guess what Rudy got me?
Oh, boy.
It better be good, right?
Of course. And expensive.
And very expensive. That was the other thing. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you did. Well, listen, my gift for real is that you did not reject me and you were a guest on my podcast. It means so much.
Oh, hey, always fun chatting about this, that, or the other thing, and look forward to working with you in Carlsbad and many races into 2019. Great working with you, Fitz.
Thanks, Noisy Man. Happy holidays to you and your family, and for everybody else, what do we tell them to do?
Get to work.
Get to work, everybody. Bye.